Hey guys, I am in Knoxville, Tennessee with head basketball strength and conditioning coach at the University of Tennessee, Garrett Medenwald. Garrett, I'm down here because we've been talking on the phone, we saw each other at conferences, we believe in the same training philosophies. Your program is highly advanced from a training perspective, not only strength conditioning, but fascia training. And I just want to hear from you, and I want all coaches out there to hear from you. What got you on this path, and what makes your program so unique, and what makes your guys so successful? Guys like Zakai Ziegler, who is just incredibly strong for his height and weight on the floor. So, you know, it's first great to be down here, and thanks for having us.
Absolutely, it's been great, and bigger than anything, I've been lucky to learn from amazing people, and that's all these people that have been in the fascia community, in the training community, and just being able to learn from great people. And so I'm appreciative of everybody I've been able to learn from and grow from. When it comes to fascia training, there's always something that's different when you look at how the body moves and functions, and when you start thinking about what are the key performance indicators and how movement happens, you can't overlook the fascial system. We most likely look at the musculoskeletal system, but there's so many different systems of the body, and so when you want to train a complete athlete, you have to look at all the different systems. And the integration of the fascial system within the system is somewhere that we have to go for our training in order to enhance the overall global movement of athletes. And so that's gotten me down the rabbit hole of the fascial training. Yeah. And bigger than anything, the athletes, they feel like they're performing movements on the basketball court. They feel how it translates to on-the-court performance. And we're not here to make them better weightlifters. We're here to make them better basketball players. Yeah. And so that's where the fascial side of things really ties in, and it adds a lot of buy-in in with the athletes in that regard.
Yeah. I mean, listen, your program over the last number of years has really made some great strides, right? And you had some great accolades with some of your athletes, and just going to the next level. It's routine. You know, it's really routine now, and success has become that, and a lot of it has to do with all the coaching and all the training. When we dive a little bit deeper into the movements, the loaded movements that you do and that you have your athletes do, you're leading the charge here, and basketball, you know, in my opinion, basketball athletes, high-level basketball athletes are some of the greatest athletes, bar none, out there in all sports. Managing their systems, managing their training, go into what you feel has paid the most dividends for you. Like talking to other coaches, you know, if they say, okay, give me the top 2 or 3 takeaways on your training program, what would it be?
I think if we walk into any room, any strength coach will know the sets, the reps, the periodization models. That's common knowledge. But when it comes to understanding and seeing movement, you have to look at a couple different things, and the key is the KPIs and the key performance indicators. What do the athletes need to do on the court? Obviously, you can look at the fundamental movement patterns they need, from the squat to the lunge to the leap to the locomotion. You can look at, from a standpoint of a cardiovascular stress or a conditioning stress, you have to have the dynamic movement, you have the ability, the resiliency of the movement in all the different parts of the respiratory system. But bigger than anything, the big takeaways for me have been, how do you translate that quote-unquote strength to the court? Yep. And that's bigger than anything. When the guys come back and they tell you, man, I feel like when I'm ripping the Viper, I can feel the ground reactions forces. I can see how I can create more efficiency and movement. And now when I go hip to hip, I'm able to drive by a good guy before I couldn't. And so feeling how it's helped them on the court is the biggest success that I can get, and they're the biggest advocates. Yeah. Because when they come back and say, man, I feel so much better in movement, well, that's what they're here to do, is become better movers and better basketball players.
Well, one of your star pupils, Zakai Ziegler, we just spoke to him for almost 30 minutes. What would you say about Zakai, his work ethic, his tenacity around this type of training? Came in as a freshman, 140 pounds. Talk us through his transformation as an athlete, how he came in as a freshman and where he is now, one of the best players in the country, bar none, playing at the highest level, and being who he is.
Well, first and foremost, the one thing I think we all appreciate is his mindset. He has a mindset that he wants to improve, and he's passionate about it. And whenever you have that mindset, you're going to get better at what you're doing. And so it's funny, because the moment he came here, he knew there needed to be some transformation with his body. And so it was really fun to see how that growth happened. I'll never forget his first workout. It was me and him in the weight room, and he's over there laughing right now because he remembers it, because it was something that he'd never done before. And so he had all this fascial-driven movements.
He told me about that. Yep.
Yeah, he had all this fascial-driven movements that he had done by playing a lot and then just doing regular calisthenics. So by adding different layers into his training throughout the course of his career, it's allowed him to put on literally 30 pounds and then jump higher, run faster, and be more dynamic, and then translate it to the court where people are like, how did he make that pass? How did he create that angle? How does he take and cross over and then get in front of an offensive player and meet him with his chest? And so he's done the work, and it's a testament to him, because without his mindset, he wouldn't be able to do it.
Yeah, yeah. Well, listen, it takes a village to build a great athlete and team, and what you've done and how you've led that program and the programs. You know, I mean, we've been down here the last couple days doing an in-service and doing some education myself, Michelle Delcourt, talking to your other coaches. How has that been? Like, what would be your experience? You know, what'd you experience over the last couple of days?
I've just been really excited because the fascial world has really been expanding since the mid-2000s,
Yep.
and now it's starting to become much more well-known, and understanding how the biotensegrity of the systems and how it all works together in order to create performance. It's something that still is on the cutting edge, is still on the up and coming. So really excited to have the opportunity to not only learn more myself, but also be able to share it with all the other sports on campus,
Yep.
because we know how powerful this can be in terms of our ability to move.
Yep.
And so being able to share that and watching how other teams have started to take and implement and use and see how it's actually increasing our performance.
Sure.
And so seeing how that's all correlated and having the opportunity just to be somebody who helps in this process is the best.
Yeah, and what's exciting here is, you know, there wasn't much convincing here about, you know, us coming down and doing some work with you guys, because you're already doing it, right? You understand it, and it was an opportunity to, you know, bring it to the other teams, right?
Mm-hmm.
Expose it to the other teams. And I will say, the culture at the University of Tennessee, the coaches and the teams, how they really are bought into one another. It's really amazing, and it's not by accident you guys won the cup the last 3 years. Explain to viewers what that is if they don't know it.
So we've been really lucky to create an atmosphere here at Tennessee of a culture of winning, but it really starts by everybody kind of bonding together and being able to share, especially in the performance realm. How do we share the knowledge that we gain? Because we're all here to do one thing. We're all here to win. We're all here to help others. And at the end of the day, when you have that mindset, it makes it a lot easier. But there's really a family atmosphere in terms of here in Knoxville. And also from a standpoint, there's a competitive spirit too.
Yeah.
And when you have great competition, iron sharpens iron, and it makes us all better. So
Yeah.
we're all here to share ideas, but we're all here to compete against each other and to make each other better. And that's obviously a common thing in life of how we improve.
Well, it shows with the success you guys have having on the court, on the baseball diamond, on the football field, you know, on all sports. And again, from a strength and conditioning standpoint, you know, it's really impressive. I've been to a lot of different universities. I've been to a lot of professional organizations, and University of Tennessee is a professional organization at the highest level of training, facilities, in every sense of the way. So, hey, we are honored to be down here, to be sharing best practices, to be providing some continuing education in CEUs. It's awesome, man. You're doing a great job. God bless you, and thank you so much.
Absolutely
for the
appreciate you
opportunity.
guys coming down, and obviously Michelle and Bill, thank you guys so much. Appreciate it. And we're really excited to move forward. We got another day tomorrow.
Yep.
And so a nice learning experience is going to continue.
Awesome.